So this isn't a secret. You're excited, I'm excited. Kingdom Hearts 3 ReMind is coming out this winter. And being compared to that of Final Mix expansion to certain Kingdom Hearts games in the past, many of us Kingdom Hearts faithful are anticipating a good amount of content. But despite our expectations and what we've seen, which is very exciting in its own right, we still don't know a good chunk about the content of ReMind. And I'm talking about when it comes to the nitty-gritty. But of course, one of the most exciting things for me personally and for a lot of people is the fact that we're getting multiple playable characters to some degree in Kingdom Hearts 3 ReMind. We're going to be playing once again as Riku, Aqua, and oh my goodness, the boy Roxas. However, the entire capacity of how much we'll be able to play as these characters is currently unknown and is driving me up the wall. However, an interesting, tantalizing idea that could really give us our money's worth when it comes to the ReMind DLC and expand the playtime and replay value of the entirety of Kingdom Hearts could be taking these characters and playing through Sora's story as them. Hey guys, it's HMK, and as always, strap on in. I'm gonna take you for a wild ride to remind your mind to stay open for the possibilities. And hey, check it out. This is the first video that I'm using my new condenser microphone. Tell me if you see or hear the difference in the comment section below. Really excited for this. Also, for those wondering, part 3 is still in production. You guys know what I'm talking about. Wink wink, I just want to make it as tantalizing as possible. Former organization member number 13, Roxas, will be playable in Kingdom Hearts 3 ReMind. However, like I said before, we don't know to what capacity that these other playable characters will be, and we don't know how many other playable characters we're going to be getting in the Kingdom Hearts 3 ReMind DLC. However, Nomura did say on record that this DLC is going to be very self-sufficient in terms of playable content. While that's very exciting to hear, and the term of self-sufficient when it comes to video games is that it can be played on its own and still be enjoyed aside from the main product, everyone's else interpretation of that definition could be different. But if we're going by what Final Mix was in the past, then I'm pretty confident. The question that we keep asking over and over again is how long are we going to be able to play as them? Are we only going to be able to play as these characters through their fights? Their individual fights in the Keyblade Graveyard? If that's the case, then I feel a lot of people will be turned off by that notion. Only playing as Aqua and Ventus against Terra Xehanort and Venus. Only playing as Roxas against Saix, and that's it? Man, if that's the case, I will be playing that over and over and over and over again. However, given Nomura's wording about self-sufficient DLC when it comes to the ReMind DLC, I want to have a hopeful thought when it comes to these other playable characters, and maybe, just maybe, we'll play as them a little more than what we know could be a fact. Now, of course, there's speculation. I don't want to get you guys a little too hyped, but I believe that it could be possible that playing as Roxas, playing as Riku, or playing as Aqua, or playing as Roxas throughout the entirety of Kingdom Hearts 3 may be possible in the ReMind DLC, but not in a way that you would think is impossible for them to implement into the main game. Allow me to break it down for you. What I'm talking about is playing as Roxas or the other playable characters through Sora's story in Kingdom Hearts 3. But the story will treat it as if you were still playing as Sora. While the story, the cutscenes, and all the interactions will still treat Roxas as a playable character as if he was Sora, the gameplay itself will specifically be Roxas going around busting up Heartless, Nobodies, Unversed, and having a grand time with his own specific moveset. But when you go back to a cutscene or a story segment within the game, it will still treat Roxas as if he was Sora, and maybe he won't even be in the cutscenes. The cutscenes will play out with Sora's model, but as soon as you get back into the gameplay, it reverts to Roxas' model, and you will go in like that. Here's something that you can use to compare what I'm trying to say. Have you ever played Devil May Cry 3 Special Edition? In that game, you have the option as playing as Dante's twin brother Virgil, but you play through Dante's storyline as Virgil, which gets a little awkward when you have to fight Virgil as a boss fight, because you're Virgil, but he's just red Virgil. So people call him Vante, like Dante, but with Virgil's V. You guys get what I'm trying to say. That game had another playable character within another person's storyline, but yet treated that person, Virgil, like it was Dante when it comes to the gameplay and the interactions and where you have to traverse. So in that sense, I feel that it could be possible that Kingdom Hearts 3, the ReMind DLC, could add the option, I mean of course after beating the ReMind DLC, it will give you the option to play as Roxas, Aqua, or Riku throughout the entirety of Sora's story, but the story itself and the game itself will still treat it like you were still Sora, but you play as Roxas. You get what I'm trying to say? Now, can you imagine that's actually the case? So much bang for your buck when it comes to the Kingdom Hearts 3 ReMind DLC, and that in turn is a reason why I think it might not happen, but I want to be hopeful with Nomura's teasing of self-sufficiency when it comes to this DLC. However, there are another couple of things that do get in the way of this being a reality when it comes to the in-game interactions. For starters, in the areas where you're going to have that special interaction with good old Goofy and do the Trinity slide, that could be a little troublesome with the other characters' models. I don't think it'll be so much of a big deal for Roxas because, you know, Roxas and Sora's skeletal models are relatively very similar. But when it comes to Riku and Aqua, I feel that's gonna have a problem because Riku is a lot taller than Sora and so is Aqua. But hey, maybe they could throw in a rework for their specific campaigns. I don't know. And of course, certain boss fights do have interactions that seem to be exclusive to Sora, such as Final Xehanort forcing Sora to go into rage form. And that really makes you think on how much control you will have over these playable characters and their teams. When regarding Roxas and his teammates Lee and Xion, are you only going to be able to control them within battle? Are we going to see regular idle and walking animations? How many times can we use their limits? How many limits are they going to have? Will you be able to go into the menu and set them up with abilities, items, and equipment? Because I mean, you couldn't really do that with Aqua or Riku in Kingdom Hearts 3. And given to what we see to their playable capacity in the trailers, is it even possible to have these characters playable in an entire campaign? All in all, I just hope that these characters are going to be a bit more playable than just playing their one specific match that we know that they're going to play as in the Keyblade Graveyard. Hey, if we can play other Keyblade Graveyard battles with different characters, then I wouldn't be too mad about that either. However, given the second ReMind trailer, it does seem that these replay battles playing as other characters are going to have some sort of story tied to them. And honestly, I just want as much bang for my buck and as much time to play as my boy Roxas in the game, and I guess that's why I'm going off the rails and thinking that we can get a whole campaign tied to Roxas, but not his own campaign, Sora's campaign. And you know, this does go without saying about how many playable characters we can truly get in Kingdom Hearts 3 ReMind DLC. We do know we're gonna get Riku and Aqua. A lot of people would like Kairi to be playable, and of course we did have that tease of the Lingering Will possibly being playable in a one-off Terra Xehanort fight. And honestly, I was thinking before, maybe we'll be able to play as these characters, Riku, Aqua, Roxas, in the ReMind data battles, because we're going to be fighting them one-on-one in arenas anyway. But one thing that really got me thinking otherwise is that Xigbar versus Sora had this own unique animation, which they could replicate for Riku, Aqua, and Roxas, but that has me thinking some type of way. And then again, us playing as Riku, Aqua, and Roxas technically are rematches, but only in the Keyblade Graveyard. It's just that these animations, these models, they look so good, and I just don't want them to go to waste within this DLC. I understand it is Sora's story, but I would like to play more as my boy Roxas, and I know everyone would like to have their hand again at Riku and Aqua. But you know, at the end of the day, if we don't have the option to play as Roxas, Aqua, or Riku within the main campaign, but instead we'll be able to play as any Guardian of Light during the Keyblade Graveyard battles, I think that would be a fair trade. Playing as Ventus, playing as Aqua, playing as Riku, playing as Roxas, playing as Lee, playing as Kairi, playing as Xion. I think that's a fair enough trade if that turns out to be true. But like I said before, we still don't know a lot about Kingdom Hearts 3 ReMind DLC, even though it's coming this winter, and I'm losing my mind over this. I just wish we had some more information. We don't need another trailer. I mean, another trailer would be nice, but I need more information when it comes to these other playable characters. The other features are pretty cut and dry when you think about them. You play the organization members again, you get to have a new campaign, a new scenario, secret boss, secret episode, all that good jazz, but I just want to know more about playing as the other characters in this DLC, including my boy Roxas. But given my reasoning on how Roxas could be applied to the main campaign, I feel that it's not too out of this world, but at the same time, a realistic approach, it might never happen. But we've been proven wrong before. With that being said, I want to know what you guys think about the prospect of Roxas, Riku, Aqua being playable or having the option to have them playable through the entirety of Sora's story in Kingdom Hearts 3. The replay value would be insane. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section below. And if you enjoyed the video, please like, favorite, share, and most importantly, subscribe to HMK for more Kingdom Hearts content. Big thanks once again to all my Patreon supporters for help making this video happen. If you want to find out how you can support HMK for just $1 a month, please check out my Patreon. Alright guys, so until the next Kingdom Hearts video, and until part 3, I've been HMK, and I'll check you guys later.
So you haven't subscribed to HMK yet? Don't piss Xemnas off.